Hi, welcome to Core Physio and Pilates video series. I'm Liz and this is Lily. This video we're going to focus on your glutes, those muscles of our bottom. They're really important that we keep them really nice and strong because they can help protect you from getting knee pain and even some back pain. So today we're going to start lying down on your side, Lily. Excellent. And this first series is our clams. We start lying on our side, making sure that our back, our bottom and our feet are all in one line. We also need to make sure that our hips and our shoulders are stacked one on top of the other so that we're not rotating. A good way to practice this the first time is to lie yourself up against a wall so you can make sure you're all in the right alignment, making things nice and easy for you. Okay, so Lily, from here, we're going to start with clams 1. To keep the feet together, you want to squeeze your heels gently together. And then as we start to squeeze the glute, our top knee just simply rotates up. As you do, you should feel the tightness in your bottom behind you and then gently lower back down. Beautiful. As you continue with this exercise, you want to see if you can try and get that knee up as high as you can. Although you need to make sure that your hip doesn't start to roll backwards. This is where that's it. Thanks, Lily. This is where that wall can come in really handy to make sure that you're going up as high as you can, but maintaining the right position to really target those muscles deep in our glutes. You start to feel that working, Lily? Excellent. The next version of this exercise, clams number 2, we're doing the same movement, but this time our feet are lifted just off the floor slightly around the line of your hips. Here, Lily's going to have to maintain that height with her heels as she continues to rotate that knee up, beautiful, and slowly lower down. This progression is a little bit harder and a great way to further challenge those glutes. How are you feeling there? Good, we'll do one more here. Lily's got to make sure that she's keeping nice and tight through her core as well to maintain lying directly on her side so that she doesn't feel the need to rotate at all. Let's lower those feet down. Good, you can have a quick rest. Number 3, we're going to go into, this one we add in a little bit of a leg kick, Lily. So we're going to start just as we did with clam 1. We're going to open that knee up. Beautiful. From here, Lily's going to have to maintain this position with her thigh and simply extend from the knee, kicking that foot out. Beautiful. And now keeping that thigh exactly still, she'll bend back in. Heels will come together. Great. And then you can lower. Good. Clam 3. Let's do that again. We open the knee. We pause. Hold the thigh nice and still. Extend from the knee. Beautiful. If she's maintained this position with her thigh, her heel should come right back where it started from, and then she can close the clam. Great. I suggest that you start with at least 10, resting in between, and try and do about 2 to 3 sets. It's a really great place to start, but we certainly have people doing upwards of 100 at a time to really target those glutes. We're going to progress on and do the next exercise, side lying leg lifts. Same position starting as the clam, but this time we're going to start with this top leg extended out long. With this leg extended, we want to make sure that it's up in line with our hip. So one straight line from the heel to the hip, again staying nice and strong through the core to keep this body position nice and still. From there, we're going to do little lifts up and down, tiny little movements where we're just isolating that bottom, and all of that work is coming from those glutes. That's great, Lily. Again, we could do about 10 here. To change that challenge slightly, we're now going to start to sweep the leg forward and backwards. So just a little way forward and then a little way back. It's important with this one that we don't drag that leg back too far and start to move through our lower back or arch our lower back. Great. So we're going to come back to that neutral position, keeping nice and still. The only movement happening from that hip as Lily slides forward and back. You can imagine that you're sliding your leg across the top of a table to make sure you keep that nice alignment. Extra little challenges. Let's go into circles now, Lily. We can circle that foot up and around like you're drawing a circle with your toe against a blackboard. Beautiful, keeping it slow and controlled. Again, isolating right from that hip. Nothing else should be moving. And how about we reverse those circles, Lily? Great. So she's really starting to work hard with those glutes now. and you could do about 10 of each. Good, let's finish there. Have a rest. Great work, Lily. Let's get you onto your back now. We're going to do an exercise called bridging. It's a really great exercise to strengthen up both those glutes at the same time. So find yourself in a nice comfortable position. Make sure that your feet are nice and close towards your bottom, and we're just going to open them up so that they're hip width apart. So we've got heels, knees and hips all in one line. We're making sure that we're nice and comfortable on our backs. To start the bridge, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, Lily. And on the exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone under, flattening your back, and then squeezing your bottom. I want you to lift those hips up towards the roof, peeling your spine off the ground. Good. Trying to stay nice and stable through the hips. Take a breath in at the top. Exhale, let's roll back down, walking that spine one bone at a time down towards the floor, relaxing down there. Take a breath in again, and then exhale, let's rise up. Beautiful. So Lily's making sure that her knees are staying nice and aligned with her feet and her hips, and she's working really evenly with both hips, maintaining a nice even pelvis. Great. And as a progression, this time we're going to stay up the top there, Lily, making sure that you're really squeezing those glutes and keeping that tuck of the tailbone. We're going to stay there and do little pulses up and down. Drop your hips down a few centimeters, squeeze that bottom lift up. Drop and squeeze, still maintaining that nice even pelvis. You could do about 10 and then slowly roll back down. Beautiful. She's doing a great job of maintaining that stability through her pelvis. Excellent. What's the next one?
Is it donkey?
Bridging, side lie.
Yeah, just donkey kicks.
Donkey kicks. Okay,
Release.
great.
That's great, you did really well.
Okay. Okay, so Lily, now we're going to get you over onto your hands and knees for me, please. The next exercise is called donkey kicks. So we're going to get set up into a 4-point kneeling position. Shoulders and hands nice and wide, hips and knees together. It's important that we really make sure that we keep a nice strong core in this exercise so that we keep a nice flat back. This exercise, being donkey kick, we're going to lift just one leg off the mat, lifting it up towards the roof. Beautiful. Making sure that we don't arch through our back and that we make sure that our hips again are staying nice and aligned. From here, we can drop the knee back down towards the mat and then squeezing our bottom, lifting it back up towards the roof. Excellent. As she does this, she's focusing on pushing her heel up towards the roof, getting that glute really switching on and driving that heel up, squeezing the bottom, and then gently releasing as it comes down, staying nice and strong through the shoulders and through the core. We can stay up here and we can do some pulses. Gently drop the knee down, squeeze that glute to push back up. Drop down, squeeze back up. The other thing that is really important to focus on in this position is that you don't start to shift away from that side and collapse into this glute. So she needs to activate through this hip as well, draw in through the core to keep a nice flat back, and work on just isolating this glute, doing little pulses. Beautiful. You can have a rest. Great, Lily. So there we have it, some of our glute exercises to keep you nice and strong. Finally, it's so important that we make sure that we release and stretch out our glutes after doing some of these exercises. You can refer to our spiky ball video where you can find some ideas on how to release your glutes with a spiky ball, or you can just do some stretches at home.